during the debate. I did well in the debate. A lot of people said I won that debate. But when I walked in, it was like my wife was clapping, my kids were clapping. But the whole room was made up of special interests and donors, which is a disgrace from the RNC. The RNC better get its act together. Because, you know, I signed a pledge, but the pledge isn't being honored by them. I signed a pledge. The pledge isn't being honored by the RNC. Because those tickets were all special interest people. And I know them. I'm looking in the audience. Some of them are friends of mine, and yet they're booing me because they're having fun. The guy's booing me, and he's laughing, and he's waving, and he's going, boo, boo, and he's waving at me. I'm saying, this is crazy. But I know many of those people, lobbyists and special interests. And take a look. I mean, that was a wealthy room. Now, it started with young kids in the college case, the one previous, because it was the same thing, although the last one was even worse. But what happened is some of the college kids sold their tickets to the special interests for good money. They made a couple of bucks. I don't blame them. But the RNC does a terrible job, a terrible job. And just remember what I said. Remember in this room. I signed a pledge, but it's a double-edged pledge. And as far as I'm concerned, they're in default of their pledge when they do that. So I walk on, and people say, I think I made the best points, and I'd make a point, and I walked in, I gave two great judges. Oh, that was another thing Cruz just said. Donald Trump is going to appoint liberal judges. Liberal judges. I mean, in fact, Keith just said that. He said, it just came over Fox that Cruz said that Donald Trump will appoint liberal judges. Now we got 3-4 days to go. How do you fight that? It's a total lie. I am going to appoint, in fact, I had mentioned, as you probably saw, I mentioned a couple of names during the debate. And they were very conservative people, highly thought of, and I got actually very good marks for it. But I mentioned some names during the debate of very serious conservative people, judges, highly respected. And, you know, I would think of those two, but I think of others. And I will be appointing. But, you know, what do you do when somebody says on television he's going to appoint liberal judges? Now, if I'm watching that, I'm going to say, oh, Trump's going to appoint liberal judges. I'm not going to vote for Trump. We got to be very smart. We got to be very careful. You got a very unstable guy in Cruz. He's nuts. And frankly, I don't want to get an apology on Sunday that, oh, I didn't know this. You know, I didn't know that he didn't know. So anyway, so you have to be very careful. Now,
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.